The Great Bible, 2 Kings, the 19th chapter. The angel of the Lord killeth 180 men of the Assyrians. Sennacherib is killed of his own sons. The 19th chapter. So it came to pass, that when King Hezekiah heard it, he rent his clothes, and put on sack, and came into the house of the Lord, and sent Eliakim, which was the steward of household, and Sobna the scribe, and the elders of the priests clothed in sack, to Uzziah the prophet, the son of Amoz. And they said unto him, Thus saith Hezekiah, This day is a day of tribulation, and of rebuke and blasphemy. For the children are come to the birth, and there is no strength to be delivered. Peradventure the Lord thy God will hear all the words of Rabshakeh, whom the king of Assyria his master hath sent, to rail on the living God, and to rebuke him with words, which the Lord thy God hath heard. And lift thou up thy prayer for the remnant that are left. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Uzziah. And Uzziah said unto them, So shall ye say to your master, Thus saith the Lord, Be not afraid of the words which thou hast heard, with which the young men of the king of Assyria have railed on me. Behold, I will put him in another mind, and he shall hear tidings, and so return to his own land. And I will bring to pass that he shall fall upon the sword, even in his own land. And Rabshakeh went back again, and found the king of Assyria fighting against Libnah, for he had heard how that he was departed from Lachish. And when he heard men say of Tirhakah, king of the Blackmores, Behold, he is come out to fight against thee, he departed, and sent messengers unto Hezekiah, saying, Thus speak to Hezekiah, king of Judah, saying, Let not thy God deceive thee, in whom thou trustest, saying, Jerusalem shalt not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Behold, thou hast heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all lands, how they have utterly destroyed them. And shalt thou alone escape? Have the gods of the heathen delivered them, which mine ancestries have destroyed? As Gozan and Haran, Rezeph, and the children of Eden, which were in Bethlasar? Where is the king of Hamath, and the king of Arphad, the king of the city of Sepharnaim, and of Hena and Jua? So Hezekiah received the letter of the hand of the messengers, and read it. And Hezekiah went up into the house of the Lord, and laid it abroad before the Lord. And Hezekiah prayed before the Lord, and said, O Lord God of Israel, which dwellest between the cherubs, thou art God alone over all the kingdoms of the earth. Thou hast made heaven and earth, Lord. Bow down thine ear, and hear. Open, Lord, thine eyes, I beseech thee, and see. And hear the words of Sennacherib, which hath sent this man to rail on the living God. Of a truth, Lord, the kings of Assyria have destroyed nations and their lands, and have set fire on their gods. For they were no gods, but the work of the hands of man, even of wood and stone. And they destroyed them. Now therefore, O Lord our God, I beseech thee, save thou us out of his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that thou only art the Lord God. And Uzziah the son of Amoz sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, That which thou hast prayed me concerning Sennacherib, king of Assyria, I have heard it. This is therefore the word that the Lord hath said of him. The virgin, even the daughter of Sion, hath despised thee, and laughed thee to scorn, O thou king of Assyria. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee. Whom hast thou railed on? And whom hast thou blasphemed? Against whom hast thou exalted thy voice, and lifted up thine eye so high? Even against the Holy of Israel. By the hand of thy messengers thou hast railed on the Lord, and said, With the multitude of my chariots I am come up to the tops of the mountains, even along by the sides of Lebanon, and I will cut down the high cedar trees, and the lusty fir trees thereof. And I will go into the lodging of his nest, and into the wood of his plain. I have digged and drunk strange waters, and with the step of my going will I dry all the water pools that are besieged. Hast thou not heard how I have ordained such a thing a great while ago, and have prepared it from the beginning? And shall I not now bring it forth, that it may destroy, and to bring strong cities into waste heaps of stones? And the inhabitants of them shall be of little power, and faint-hearted, and confounded, and shall be like the grass of the field, or green herb, or as the hay on the tops of the houses, or as the corn that is unripe and smitten with blasting. I know thy dwelling, thy coming out, and thy going in, and thy way, and thy fury against me. And because thou ragest against me, and thinkest thyself so blessed, this is come up unto mine ears, and I will put my hook in thy nostrils, and my bit in thy lips, and will bring thee back again, the same way thou camest. And this shall be a sign unto thee, O Hezekiah. Ye shall eat this year of such things as grow of themselves, and the next year such as come up of those that did grow of their own accord. And the third year sow ye and reap, plant vineyards and eat the fruits thereof. And it that is escaped and left of the daughter of Judah shall yet again take rooting downward, and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go a remnant, and a number that shall escape out of Mount Sion. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall bring this thing to pass. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord, concerning the king of Assyria, He shall not come to this city, nor shoot an arrow into it, nor come before it with shield, nor cast bank against it, but shall go back again the way he came, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord. For I will defend this city, to save it, for mine own sake, and for David my servant's sake. And so it came to pass that the selfsame night the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the host of the Assyrians 185,000. And when the remnant were up early in the morning, they saw they were all dead corses. And so Sennacherib, king of Assyria, avoided and departed, and went again, and dwelt at Nineveh. And it fortuned that as he was in a temple worshipping Nisroch, his god, Adremelech and Saresar, his own sons, smote him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Armenia, and Asarhaddon, his son, reigned in his stead. The 20th chapter. Hezekiah is sick, and receiveth the sign of his health. He receiveth reward of Benodach, and is reprehended of Isai, because he showed him the treasure. He dieth, and Manasseh his son reigneth in his stead. The 20th chapter. About that time was Hezekiah sick unto the death. And the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amoz, came to him, and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Put thine household in an order, for thou shalt die, and not live. And Hezekiah turned his face to the wall, and prayed unto the Lord, saying, I beseech thee now, O Lord, remember how I have walked before thee in truth, and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore. And it fortuned that afore Isaiah was gone out into the middle of the court, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, Turn again, and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, Thus saith the Lord God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer, and seen thy tears, and behold, I will heal thee, so that on the third day thou shalt go up into the house of the Lord. And I will add unto thy days yet 15 years, and will deliver thee and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria, and will defend this city for mine own sake, and for David my servant's sake. And Isaiah said, Take a lump of figs. And they took and laid it on the sore, and he recovered. And Hezekiah said unto Isaiah, What shall be the sign that the Lord will heal me, and that I shall go up into the house of the Lord the third day? Isaiah answered, This sign shalt thou have of the Lord, that the Lord will do that he hath spoken. Shall the shadow go forward 10 degrees, or go back again 10 degrees? Hezekiah answered, It is a light thing for the shadow to go down 10 degrees, neither is that my desire. But if the shadow go backward 10 degrees, it is no light thing. And Isaiah the prophet called unto the Lord, and he brought the shadow 10 degrees backward, by which it had gone down in the dial of Ahaz. The same season, Berodach-Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, for he had heard how that Hezekiah was sick. And Hezekiah was glad of them, and showed them all his treasure house, silver, gold, odors, precious ointment, all the house of his armory, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, and in all his realm, that Hezekiah showed them not. And Isaiah the prophet came unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him, What said these men? And from whence came they to thee? And Hezekiah said, They be come from a far country, even from Babylon. And he said again, What have they seen in thy house? Hezekiah answered, All the things that are in my house have they seen. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not showed them. And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord. Behold, the days come, that all that is in thy house, and whatsoever thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day, shall be carried into Babylon, and nothing shall be left, saith the Lord. And of thy sons that shall proceed out of thee, and which thou shalt beget, shall they take away, and they shall be chamberlains in the palace of the king of Babylon. And Hezekiah said unto Isaiah, Well come be the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken. And he said, Shall there not be peace and truth in my days? The remnant of the words that concern Hezekiah, and all his power, and how he made a pool and a conduit, and brought water into the city, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Hezekiah slept with his fathers, and Manasseh his son reigned in his stead. The 21st chapter. Wicked Manasseh restoreth again the idols, and after death and after dieth, in whose stead Amon his son succeedeth, which is killed of his own servants. After him reigneth faithful Josiah, whom we used to call Josias, or Josiahu. The 21st chapter. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Hephzibah, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord, even after the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. For he went and built up the hill altars, which Hezekiah his father had destroyed. And he reared up altars for Baal, and made idol groves, as did Ahab, king of Israel, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served them. And he built altars in the house of the Lord, of which the Lord said, In Jerusalem will I put my name. And he built altars for all the host of heaven, even in 2 courts of the house of the Lord. And he offered his sons in fire, and gave heed unto witchcraft and sorcery, and maintained workers with spirits, and tellers of fortunes, and brought much wickedness in the sight of the Lord to anger him. And he put an image of a grove that he had made, even in the temple, of which the Lord had said to David and to Solomon his son, In this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all tribes of Israel, will I put my name forever. Neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land, which I gave their fathers, so that they will observe and do all that I have commanded them, and according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded them. But they hearkened not, and Manasseh led them out of the way, to do more wickedly than did the heathen people, whom the Lord destroyed before the children of Israel. And the Lord spake by his servants the prophets, saying, Because Manasseh, king of Judah, hath done such abominations, and hath wrought more wickedly than all that the Amorites, which were before them, did, and hath made Judah sin also with his idols, therefore thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Behold, I will bring such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah, that whoso heareth of it, both his ears shall tingle. And I will stretch over Jerusalem the squaring line of Samaria, and the plummet of the house of Ahab. And I will wipe out Jerusalem, as a man wipeth a dish, and when he hath wiped it, turneth it upside down. And I will leave the remnant of mine inheritance, and deliver them into the hand of their enemies, and they shall be robbed and spoiled of all their adversaries, even because they have done evil in my sight, and have angered me since the time their fathers came out of Egypt, unto this day. And Manasseh shed innocent blood exceeding much, till he replenished Jerusalem from corner to corner, beside his sin wherewith he made Judah to sin, and to do evil in the sight of the Lord. The rest of the words that concern Manasseh, and all that he did, and his sin that he sinned, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Manasseh slept with his fathers, and was buried in his own house, even in the garden of Uzzah. And Amon his son reigned in his stead. Amon was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 2 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Mesulemet, the daughter of Harum, of Jotbah. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, as his father Manasseh did, and walked in all the way that his father walked in, and served the idols that his father served, and worshipped them. And he forsook the Lord God of his fathers, and walked not in the way of the Lord. And the servants of Ammon conspired against him, and slew the king in his own house. And the people of the land slew all them that had conspired against King Ammon, and the people made Josiah his son king in his stead. The rest of the words that concern Ammon, what things he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And they buried him in his sepulchre, in the garden of Uzzah, and Josiah his son reigned in his stead. The 22nd chapter. After Josiah heard of the book of the law that was found in the temple, he sendeth to Huldah the prophetess for counsel. The 22nd chapter. Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Jedidah, the daughter of Adiah of Bozkat. He did that which is right in the sight of the Lord, and walked in all the ways of David his father, and bowed neither to the right hand or to the left. And it came to pass that in the 18th year of the reign of King Josiah, the king sent Shaphan, the son of Azaliah, the son of Meshullam, the scribe, to the house of the Lord, saying, Go up to Hilkiah, the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of the Lord, which the keepers of the porch have gathered of the people, and let them deliver it into the hand of them that do the work, and that have the oversight of the house of the Lord. And let them give it to them that work in the house of the Lord, to repair the decayed places of the temple, even unto carpenters and masons, and workers upon the walls, and for to buy timber and free stone to repair the temple. Howbeit, let no reckoning be made with them of the money that is delivered into their hand, for their use is to deal faithfully. And Hilkiah the high priest said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read in it. And Shaphan the scribe came to the king, and brought him word again, and said, Thy servants have bestowed the money that was found in the temple, and have delivered it unto them that do the work, and that have the oversight of the house of the Lord. And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest hath delivered me a book. And Shaphan read in it before the king. And it fortuned that when the king had heard the words of the book of the law, he rent his clothes. And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest, and Ahikam the son of Shaphan, and Achbor the son of Micaiah, and Shaphan the scribe, and Azahiah a servant of the king's, saying, Go ye and inquire of the Lord for me, and for the people, and for all Judah, concerning the words of this book that is found. For great is the wrath of the Lord that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, to do according unto all that which is written therein for us. So Hilkiah the high priest, and Ahikam, Achbor, and Shaphan, and Azahiah went unto Huldah the prophetess, the wife of Solomon, the son of Tekoa, the son of Harham, keeper of the wardrobe, which prophetess dwelt in Jerusalem in the house of the doctrine. And they communed with her. And she answered them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Tell the man that sent you to me, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, and on the inhabitants thereof, even all the words of the book which the king of Judah hath read, because they have forsaken me, and have burnt incense unto other gods, to anger me with all the works of their hands. My wrath also shall be kindled against this place, and shall not be quenched. But to the king of Judah, which sent you to ask counsel of the Lord, so shall ye say, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, as touching the words which ye have heard, because thine heart did melt, and because thou hast humbled thyself before me, the Lord, when thou heardest what I spake against this place, and against the inhabitants of the same, how that they should be destroyed and accursed, and hast rent thy clothes and wept before me, of that also have I heard, saith the Lord. Behold, therefore, I will receive thee unto thy fathers, and thou shalt be put into thy grave in peace, and thine eyes shall not see all the evil which I will bring upon this place. And they brought the king word again,